WCBI News at 10 starts now.
Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Riley Livingston. Two people are in custody tonight after a car chase in Starkville. The chase happened around 6 this evening after deputies pulled up behind a car that had been reported stolen. Law enforcement attempted to pull that car over, which led to the driver fleeing. The chase ended on Stark Road after the car crashed between Dollar General and a car wash. The driver fled on foot into Dollar General, where he attempted to change his clothes before being taken into custody. There was a passenger in that vehicle that had been let out before the chase started, who was also taken into custody. The incident is still under investigation. Residents in Knoxville County can rest easy tonight. Knoxville County Jail escapee Tremarcus Webb is back behind bars after being on the run for almost 2 weeks. Webb turned himself in last night just before midnight. Webb and Jamie Welch escaped the jail after going through the ceiling and walking out the front door. Welch is also in custody after he turned himself in last Saturday. The chorus of calls for Virginia Governor Ralph Northam to resign are growing louder, but so far Northam is refusing to step down. The embattled governor added a new layer to the controversy during an afternoon press conference. Kenneth Craig has the latest from New York.
Virginia Governor Ralph Northam now says he's convinced he is not one of the people in a racist medical school yearbook photo from 1984.
Okay. There is no way that I have ever been in a KKK uniform. I am not the person in that uniform, and I am not the person to the right.
Northam came under fire after the photograph surfaced Friday. In another yearbook from the Virginia Military Institute, Northam's nickname was a racial slur.
There were two individuals, as best I can recollect, at VMI. They were a year ahead of me that called me Coon Man. I don't know their motives or intent. I know who they are, but that was the extent of that, and it ended up in the yearbook, and I regret that.
Northam says he won't resign as governor, but he apologized for wearing blackface at an event 30 years ago.
I did participate in a dance contest in San Antonio, in which I darkened my face as part of a Michael Jackson costume.
Tonight! Tonight! Dozens of Virginians protested outside the governor's mansion in Richmond early Saturday, calling on Northam to step aside.
You want to put in the work for a long road to healing? I'm glad. Do it from outside the mansion.
Northam is losing support within the Democratic Party. Presidential candidates Kamala Harris, Kirsten Gillibrand, Elizabeth Warren, Cory Booker, and Julian Castro all called for Northam's resignation. Northam defeated Republican Ed Gillespie in a racially charged campaign back in 2017. Kenneth Craig, CBS News, New York.
Planned Parenthood, the NAACP, the Richmond Times-Dispatch also called for Northam to resign. Travelers at Orlando's airport are facing long delays after a TSA worker there jumped out of a hotel window. It happened Saturday morning at the Hyatt Regency Hotel, which has balconies overlooking the airport's atrium. The incident caused some passengers to move through security without being checked. Travelers at half the airport's gates were brought back to security checkpoints, leading to long lines. All flights were grounded while the incident was investigated. One hotel guest says he saw the man, who was in his 40s, just before he jumped.
I went up to our room on the 10th floor to grab a snack, and when I came out of our room, went to the elevator and saw this TSA worker standing on the ledge. And at first I thought it was weird, and then I thought maybe, I mean, you can see all of security from down here, and so maybe he's observing something, I don't know. And I didn't say anything to him. I wish I would have. I'm probably the last person that saw him. And I don't know, I just thought he was working. And got in the elevator. Came down to the 4th floor, and that's where you heard the boom.
TSA officer died as a result of the jump. The airport has since reopened, but many flights are still experiencing delays. It's now time for a first look at our forecast with meteorologist Jacob Dickey. Jacob?
Hey Riley, we've enjoyed a nice and quiet night for the most part. Temperatures are falling, but for the many of us, we are staying dry. Down to 50 right now in Vernon. Notice the calm winds and the dew point at 47. Have to watch for some patchy fog as we go through the next couple of hours into the overnight. Temperatures 52 in Jackson, still 60 in Mobile, 61 in New Orleans. Very pleasant day. However, we've got a little mezzolow sneaking overhead right now. That's bringing in some clouds and even a few light showers in some spots. As we go through tonight, chance will remain for just a few isolated showers. We also will deal with some patchy fog, perhaps a little bit of drizzle by morning. More on that, and we'll tell you how long the warm weather will last coming up in a bit.
Thanks, Jacob. It's a simple test that could save your life. Now you can take the test at a reduced price and help others at the same time. On Saturdays in February, Baptist Memorial Hospital Golden Triangle is partnering with the Lowndes County United Way to celebrate Heart Month. They're offering a heart score screening for $50. Half of that goes to United Way. The test takes images of the heart to detect buildup of calcium deposits. Dr. Hemraja Makwana recommends everyone take the test. He says it can detect blockages in the earliest stages.
If you wait for the symptoms, sometimes it's too late. With this test, if you find this blockage is in early stage, you can modify your diet, you can be on certain medication which can stop the progression of the disease, so you can really prevent some major consequences down the road.
The event is open to everyone on Saturdays this month from 8 to 4. Organizers ask that you call the hospital during the week to make an appointment. Some of the brightest states of young minds spent the day in our area. It was the Mississippi Regional Medical School Science Bowl at the W. 6th through 8th graders from across the state spent the day answering questions, competing for the opportunity to go to a national competition in D.C. This was Christine Kartekayan's second time at the event. The Oxford 8th grader says he really excels in math and science and wants to be a pediatrician when he grows up. He says he most recently won his county spelling bee, but what brings him the most joy is making his parents proud.
Every person, even if sometimes they don't feel like it, they always want to make their parents proud because they've done so much for us, and you always want to repay them back with as much as you can.
An event representative tells us the students from Tupelo were the winners. They'll head to D.C. in April. Punxsutawney Phil predicted an early spring for all of us, but as WCBI's Jason Hibbs shows us, there's another forecaster that locals trust a little more. And he's telling us more winners in store.
Off Highway 15 in Chickasaw County. Only a few people were getting gas. It's the little guy in here drawing a small crowd.
It's just good for the community, especially when you're a small community like Anchor, Mississippi.
Glenn Vance is one of the judges, and he'll help keep an eye on the town's groundhog, Chickasaw JW, to see if he notices his shadow.
Well, we started out with a stuffed groundhog.
Tony Gregory owns the groundhog. He says he and his friends came up with the idea 10 years ago. And right here, they've held their own weather prediction event year after year.
It's less about weather, more about getting together.
It's become a regular stumping event for local politicians.
Oh, a little bit of everything.
A chance for Tommy Criddle to show off his stew.
A little bit of everything.
And a family affair.
That's my grandson, White.
Because if it's hot, then you have to wear your sunglasses. It was cold, hold to your hat.
He's telling us you have to wear sunglasses if it's hot and a hat if it's cold. Not knowing what the groundhog would do, Wyatt wore both. But in the end,
So it's shadow.
That means cold weather.
Looks like Wyatt can ditch the glasses.
It's rough.
And hang on to that hat in Chickasaw County.
6 more weeks of bad weather.
Jason Hibbs.
Don't throw away your coat and your umbrella.
WCBI News.
Vance says that, Lord willing, they will be back next year. Sports fans everywhere are gearing up for the big game tomorrow. That means food, drinks, and fun. More on that after the break. Welcome back. This year's Outstanding Citizen of the Year for Tupelo is a former educator who continues to make an impact in the community. Donna K. Randall was named Citizen of the Year during the annual charity ball at the Bancorp South Arena. The honoree has volunteered as a reading mentor to students, has worked with the Salvation Army's Angel Tree Program, Sanctuary Hospice House, Tree of Life Clinic, the Lee County Library, and the Boys and Girls Club. Randall says she has always wanted to use her skills and talents to bless others.
You know, I think when you have a servant's heart, then your eyes are open to opportunities, and when you ask the Lord to lead you to those places, then you have the courage to do it, and you're the one who gets the gift, not the person that you serve, but you get the gift.
Randall is the fourth person in her family to receive the award. She has been married to her husband Benny for almost 60 years. She has 2 daughters and 3 grandchildren. With the big game tomorrow, people are getting ready to party, and the work starts early. Local grocery stores say customers are out stocking up for the essentials they will need. Palmer's Shoppers Value Foods in Tupelo has seen their fair share of big games. They prepared by stocking up on hamburgers, chips, and adult beverages. And manager Johnny Jones says tomorrow won't be slow either.
Super Bowl Sunday is very similar to Thanksgiving. It's a food day. It's going to be wide open all day from the moment we open until kickoff, and then once kickoff hits, then it's going to be done.
Local restaurants like Mugshots Bar and Grill in Tupelo are expected to be busy because they offer big screen TVs where people can gather for food and beverages and watch the game. We'll have a full look at your forecast after the break.
Your weather forecast with meteorologist Jacob Dickey.
Let's get a quick check in at our 155th over in Kuwait. They've got some warm temperatures as well as some sunshine for them. We are warm here as well throughout the week, with the chance for some showers out there throughout the week. Here's what our Health Insurance Skycam network is across the area. We're seeing dry and some mix of clouds and clear sky across the area. Temperatures are falling, but we've got a cool little feature sliding on in over here. It's a little meso low, a very small area of low pressure spinning right across the Mississippi River. That brings a few isolated showers as well as a mix of clouds across our area. Some of those light showers now are pushing in southern Montgomery County towards Poplar Springs, Poplar Creek. That'll be heading towards Ackerman and Ware, French Camp areas soon, and a few of those sprinkles can't be ruled out towards Louisville and Philadelphia over the next hour. Temperatures right now are in the upper 40s and lower 50s. It's 47 in Columbus, 45 in Amory, 46 in Calhoun City. When we look at the dew points, our dew points are in the mid to upper 40s, so the air has been dry. We didn't get any showers earlier, even though we had some rain up in the atmosphere. That's because that rain dried out before it could reach the ground. Not going to be the case tonight. In fact, with calm wind included in there, we will see some patchy fog and perhaps a little bit of patchy drizzle overnight tonight area-wide by 7 a.m. Look at that, lots of fog showing up on Futurecast. Lows tonight, 48 in Amory, 47 in Tupelo and in Bruce. Water Valley, good evening to you. It'll be 48 overnight tonight. Much the same in West Alabama. I've got 48 in Soldier and in Vernon, 49 in Reform Aliceville, still at 50. And with calm winds and some fog in Macon, we'll get to 47. Also in Starkville and West Point at 47, 48 in Ackerman overnight tonight for our lows. Start the day off on Sunday with some fog, but we stay partly cloudy to mostly cloudy throughout the day. We'll keep south winds between 5 and 10 miles an hour generally. Notice here by 9 a.m. still seeing that fog hanging on. Starts to mix out there into the lunch hour and afternoon. We trade for mostly cloudy skies with some peaks of sunshine here and there. Still though, with all of the clouds, it will be warm out there. 66 in Columbus, 67 in Macon and in Winona, 66 in Eupora, those mid to upper 60s in West Alabama, 65 in Vernon and in Reform. And then nice and warm up in the Tupelo area. Tupelo, I've got us at 66, 66 in Amory, Calhoun City at 68. We'll get to 67 in Bruce tomorrow afternoon. Here's that temperature trend. Notice we get nice and warm here. Some 76 on Thursday. Then we drop off because of a cold front. Because of the warmth, we have to deal with a couple of rounds of showers and maybe some thunderstorms. Some showers trying to pop up there on Monday, much the same into Tuesday. It may not be until Wednesday and Thursday where we get that better chance for showers, even some thunderstorms. And we'll have to watch here when that front comes on through. Still we'll have some showers in front of and behind of it. Could see by the time all is said and done next weekend, 1 to 2 inches of rain, local higher amounts.
For the second time this season, the Bulldogs and the Rebels meet up. The full recap of today's game coming up next in sports.
WCBI Sports with Courtney Robb.
Well, 3 weeks ago, Ole Miss upset 14th-ranked Mississippi State inside the Humphrey Coliseum. And today, the Rebels look to upset 22nd-ranked MSU, but this time, it'd be inside the Pavilion. Kermit Davis and Ben Howland meeting again. The Rebels taking on the Bulldogs in a must-win conference game. The defense would be going early for the Rebels. Robert Woodard blocked by Bree and Tyree. Tyree leading the break, the crossover, plus the screen, and he knocks down a triple. We would get some more defense coming from the Land Sharks in a little bit. Nick Weatherspoon this time gets blocked by Terrence Davis. Davis leading the break after that, finds Tyree open in the corner for three. And there goes the splash. The Rebels answer with a 13-0 run, but MSU makes a run of its own. Tyson Carter finds Q Weatherspoon, hand in his face. Doesn't matter. MSU answers with a 7-0 run of its own. Be a back-and-forth game for the rest of the first half. Lamar Peters finding Robert Woodard on the baseline. Don't jump. Woodard with a ferocious jam puts MSU up by 2. The Rebels on the break. Devontae Schuler battling through a foot injury, but what foot injury? The smooth lay-in for 2 makes it a one-possession game. The clock ticking down for the Bulldogs. Lamar Peters can't get the shot to go, but Reggie Perry right there to clean up the mess. The tip in at the buzzer. MSU trailed by 4 at the break. The second half now, Bulldogs down by 1. Tyson Carter drives and kicks to Reggie Perry in the corner for the 3. The big fella stepping out from deep. The Dogs leading by 2. But Bree and Tyree giving MSU nightmares right to the hole for 2. A quick 5-0 Tyree run has Ole Miss down by 3. The Bulldogs trying to close. Lamar Peters step back mid-range J's off, but Reggie Perry, the grown man board plus the harm, and the freshman owning inside the paint. But Tyree says not so fast. Quick inbound triple with the defender in the grill. Ties the ball game up at 73. But the day would belong to number 1. Peters driving kick to Perry for another 3. The nail in the coffin. The Bulldogs get their first win in Oxford since 2011. Back to 500 in the SEC.
It's just his focus, his size, his strength, his hands. He has really, really good hands, phenomenal hands. You know, some of the best gloves I've ever seen on a player, and that's saying something. He has great hands, and so if anything's in his area, he's going to snatch it.
My confidence has been up pretty much since we started SEC after the first game, and my teammates have done a good job of putting me in the right position and keeping me motivated.
I just wanted to try to get a win. I didn't really care who it was. Just try to get us back to 500 and try to get on the winning side in the SEC for the first time this year.
How does confidence ever affect effort? But no way that would ever happen. At least I've never been on a team where confidence affected effort. I mean, it may affect shooting, may affect playmaking, but I mean, come on now. We're leading them in the SEC standings going in this game. So, I mean, I just thought they came right in, hit us right in the mouth. We couldn't keep them off the offensive boards, and that was the game.
I mean, just want to, like, you ball getters. I think we don't have enough ball getters on our team. Just we have to have more ball getters. Go get the ball. It's just that simple.
The beautiful weather today definitely made it feel like spring, and spring means softball season. I have highlights from ICC and Jackson State coming up next in sports. Stick with us. An absolute beautiful day for some softball action. ICC and Jackson State facing off. Samantha Conley singles it out. It's going to bring Maddie Miney home for the score in the first run of the season for the ICC Indians. The defense also doing a great job this afternoon. Olivia Burns with the first of 6 strikeouts there. And if you like that, here's some more strikeout action. They were aplenty. A look at another. Burns whips it right past for another out. And some deja vu more from Burns. They're getting the other out. Now some more action from batters. Macy Cox doubles to score. Hope Harbin and Conley, they both come in for runs. And to seal the deal in the game with who else but Burns, and yet another strikeout after that. Right here, gets it to go, and ICC gets the win in Game 1 with a 5-0 shutout over Jackson State. But it's not over just yet. On to Game 2. Macy Cox sends it to midfield. She's able to double, and that'll bring in Conley for the score to start things off for Game 2. And now it'd be Conley's turn. She singles. She's able to drive Rachel Sternisha home for yet another Indian score. And if you like scoring, then this is the game for you. Cox now singles on this hit. She went 5 of 9 on the day with 3 doubles and 3 RBIs. And it was just score town USA. Sternish triple in here. Joanna Vasquez this time. She's going to come home for the score. And then with the finisher and ice in her veins, Mary Kate Butler and a pair of strikeouts would end the game. ICC gets another win this time, 10-1 over Jackson State. Next up, ICC hosts Jackson State at home next Saturday. Well, we've been talking about it all newscast long, but the big game coming up tomorrow, the LA Rams and the New England Patriots facing off for the 53rd time of that big game. What is it going to be? I just said it's going to be tomorrow in case you missed the memo of when it was going to happen on February 3rd. The time of it, 5:30 p.m., so make sure you're tuned in to none other than WCBI then to catch all of your favorite NFL action. That's it for sports. Your last look is coming up next.
A new sports bar is having its grand opening on Super Bowl Sunday in Sacramento, California. The bar is called Constanza's. It's named after one of the characters on the show Seinfeld. The owner says he's planning to always keep episodes of the show running on at least one of the screens. Of course, on Sunday, fans will also be able to watch the big game.
Well, I sure hope they have some poppy seed muffins there. But if he redrew the lines in the road to get there, traffic will be nuts getting to that bar later. Hey, locally here, we've got a chance for a few isolated showers in the morning. More of a fog, drizzle mix. We might see a little sunshine peek into the afternoon. Showers likely Monday, Tuesday, even Wednesday, Thursday. Could see a few storms, but we're in the 70s through the week, so that'll feel nice.
We hope everyone has a great night, and we'll see you back here tomorrow.